Hello everybody, welcome back to what hopefully will be the final episode of Michigan in my SnowRunner hard mode challenge. Bringing the White Western Star back, we have one contract to complete. We've done several of the steps on that contract. All tasks and all contests are complete. We've got all of the upgrades, everything you can do in Michigan is done except for this one contract, which I think is called, Timber at Arm's Reach. And for that we need to do some deliveries to the sawmill in Island Lake, which is where we are right now. 3 loads of medium logs and 2 loads of long logs. So we're bringing the White Western Star back to the logging camp in Island Lake, which is where you can get medium logs. Just on the left you can see our Fleet Star, which has our crane, log loading crane attached to it. So we'll position ourselves to be loaded up with 2 loads of logs. Put a bit too far forward there. That should do. Engine off. So just to recap, everything else is finished. Timber at Arm's Reach. We've done the Smithfield Dam steps here. They're already finished. So it is 3 loads of medium logs from this camp taken down to the lumber mill, and then 2 lots of long logs, which we'll get from Drummond Island as the next task after we finish these 3 lots of logs, 3 lots of mediums. And then after this we're off to Alaska. I'm so excited. That's the trailer that we had been using on Smithfield Dam, and a couple of episodes ago I filled it up at the fuel station in Smithfield Dam, just because I was getting low enough that it felt worth spending the money on. Because pretty much all of my trailers are now down to less than 20% of fuel. So although there's probably enough fuel to maybe finish, it would have involved running around all over the place to pick it up, which isn't It is part of hard mode, but financially it makes more sense to buy a bit than run around everywhere to try and pick up dregs of fuel from various different locations, I think. So, Alaska. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Just a change of scenery. Obviously snow. It is called SnowRunner. We've not seen any snow yet in our gameplay on this save, this series. I previously said that I think I will go to the Russian map and just grab the Taiga, pay the retain and deploy fees. Not push on and get the raised suspension for it, so it will be limited use, but it'll just be nice to have something else that's all-wheel drive and can carry 2 slots of cargo. And still no decision on what to do about a bigger truck or what to do about spending some money. Since the last episode, and if you've watched the episode, you'll know that I had 3 game crashes during the episode, which was incredibly frustrating. I do not know what caused it. I've updated. There was a couple of things that had driver updates due, but I am pretty good at keeping my system up to date, so if anything, I've updated my graphics drivers, but they would have been updated less than a week ago probably, and if anything, maybe something got updated that caused a problem and has then been subsequently patched. I hope so. Between episodes I've been playing my campaign mode save just to see if I could reproduce that crash, and I haven't. It hasn't crashed since that last recording session. But in order to play test it on the campaign mode, I had to drive around and do stuff, so I had a look at going into Wisconsin and getting the Paystar 5600, the big 5-axle job that I've mentioned a couple of times in previous episodes. And on that save I've got the Taiga already, and I just took the Taiga. It hasn't got race suspension, it's not I really didn't get, well, I'm now further along in this save than I am in the campaign mode one, where I'm still level 15, maybe 14. So yeah, this save is more advanced, but there's a couple of things I did in that save, hopping around the map as you do, so including unlocking the Taiga. So I thought, let's have a look and see how hard it is going to be to get the Paystar 5600. And actually it's pretty easy, it's not that bad at all. I didn't get all of the upgrades for it, and I consider the main upgrades, or the essential upgrades, to be all-wheel drive and lockable differential. I didn't get those yet, but I did see where they were, and they don't look particularly hard to get to. I kind of want to avoid doing tasks to get stuff, because that's for future episodes to do those tasks. So it may be that at some point I'll go and grab the International Paystar 5600, is it TS, and have that as a large truck option in in more or less stock configuration, except for putting some chain tires on it. As another large truck choice. And while I was there, so on the other save, because I've got that vehicle, I was also able to confirm something that I didn't think was true, but it seems to be, that you can have a loading crane plus its 3-slot sideboard bed, because it's a big truck, so it has a 3-slot, not a 2-slot. Plus you can tow a trailer with it, so it does make it a pretty versatile machine. Because the other thing it can do is log loading crane and long log front carrier at the same time. So for long logging it would be brilliant. It cannot have the loading crane, the log loading crane, plus the medium carrier that's currently on this white Western Star. It can't do that. But as a kind of Swiss Army knife multi-purpose tool, it's pretty capable, and kind of feels like a good idea to go and get it. As I said in a previous episode about the Taiga, it's kind of a case of you have to pay to go to the other map with a vehicle, deployment costs, and then you have to retain and pay to redeploy that to Alaska or wherever else you're playing. But those costs will be, if you compare those costs to buying an equivalent capable truck from the truck store, those costs will be pretty cheap. So yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking, is I might go and get that. And that might then mean that finish Michigan and do a couple of special episodes of expeditions to other regions to grab vehicles, a couple of vehicles, before then coming back to redeploy those vehicles in Alaska and start Alaska. And it's not like I would use like the Paystar for everything, because it's a big, slow, unwieldy, thirsty truck. But it'll be nice to have it in the garage as an option for certain tasks when they crop up. Similarly, it's not like I would be using the Taiga and nothing else, because it doesn't have the ability to do loading crane, flatbed plus trailer. So there's other trucks, the Fleet Star for example does that. So when I finish recording this episode, I'll have a little bit of a, not so much a planning session, because I have plans and I'll speak about them on this as I am now. It's more a case of make a decision on what it is I'm going to do. I like to share my thoughts with you guys as I'm thinking them. Interesting always to get feedback. I've had feedback on different choices before and it's really useful to me. And then I'll make a decision and start recording whatever it is I decide to do. This is slow, isn't it? I am still in low, but that's because I've been going through some boggy, mucky stuff. But let's see if we can get it up into high. While I was talking, I probably didn't even realise how slow it was, so. Let's get this stuff in the logging camp, in the sawmill. Right, there we go. One, two, one more to do, and obviously because it's one load that is needed next, I am going to leave the trailer here. I don't need to drag it back, and actually that's the last thing that we need the trailer for, so I may even leave it here permanently because there's nothing else in Michigan that requires that trailer. So I'll take the White Western Star back without a trailer and get the one more load of mediums. Ouch, that was a bit of a roll. That made me a bit nervous. A little bit of a warning not to get complacent. Nearly. Okay. That nearly went bad, and I'm not out of it yet. So I don't think I was complacent. Maybe anything other than low crawler is complacent. And it's dark, so I can't really see the potholes so well. That sounds like an excuse, but that was a little bit of adrenaline moment for me. Let's try and get through this without rolling anything. Just leave it in low for now. Crawler gear until we're at least on the road. Main trail at least. These logs are also such a big cargo that you can't really see your cab, and therefore you can't entirely see your line. But it was only a bit of quick winch there that saved me. I would have definitely gone over if I hadn't got that winch on. So it was a bit of luck that there was something there to winch to. Right, so that is the medium log task complete. And that also signifies another milestone there is that is the last job that the White Western Star has in Michigan. The only other thing remaining for me to do with it is to take it to the garage so that I can retain it if I choose to deploy it into Alaska. Which I probably will, but yeah, that's its last job complete, which is quite exciting. I need to now jump into the Fleet Star, which I thought I'd click the button. Why isn't it letting me? Strange. Yeah, jump into the Fleet Star. I've packed the crane already. It's got all-wheel drive on. I think I should take that fuel tank. Oh no, I might. Yeah, maybe I should take that fuel tank with me. So basically I've got to redeploy this Fleet Star now to Drummond Island, load the Pacific up with 2 batches of long logs, and then we are finished. So yeah, I'll get this moved over to Drummond Island and see you guys there. Alright, so here we are. Arrived in Drummond Island and got the crane set up. I just need to position the Pacific so that I can load it. It may be easier said than done with this horrible trailer on it. And horrible in the sense that it's quite a short wheelbase trailer, and I seem to struggle reversing it almost as much as I do with the dollies. I think a long trailer just has better angles to manoeuvre. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Oops, let's not push my crane out of the way. Not very friendly, is it? Right. Engine off. Switch into the Beat Star, and would you look at it, the sun is shining. Sunrise, let's go. Cargo, long logs, times 3. Engine on, crane. I don't really like trying to. I don't try to pick these up 2 at a time, but it's difficult not to. I'm hoping. Yeah, okay, that just got 1. That was okay, and it's very well balanced. That's okay. Got to get it quite high to swing it over the cab. Try and swing it over the cab. Not quite central. See if it'll still go. The back in. If that'll pack. Yep. Right. So we are loaded. First of two. Let's grab some fuel. Oh, we're nearly full anyway. I think I filled up at the large semi-fuel carrier that's in the fuel station on this map when I brought this down. So get this through to Island Lake. I'm not sure if this Pacific will go to Alaska, because I'm very sure, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an option for chain tires. So it might be this Pacific stays on this map, and maybe the next time it makes an appearance on this series will be after Alaska, when we're in the Tamir Russian Federation map, which is a lot of mud again. But even then, I don't know, by then we may just have enough trucks in our stable that we don't worry about. So it would be a shame not to use it, but I don't expect at the moment to take it to Alaska. Don't know. What do you guys think? Do you use it? I know I had a comment. I think it might have been JCX. I had a comment saying that somebody used the P12 for the large truck in Alaska for doing big haulage. Because I don't think you get anything on the map that's big enough for some of the big haulage missions. So somebody in the comments said that they bought the P12, which is a interesting option, because if it's as much fun to drive as this one, then it's definitely one that I would want in my stable. Because this is my favourite truck. It just no nonsense, just brutes its way through things, which is fun. Although I bruted my way off the track then a little bit. Made myself feel a little bit uncomfortable with the line I was taking. But the truck just brutes its way through stuff. The only real drawback, so I would say that the lack of a all-wheel drive doesn't really hold it back. I don't think. I haven't had too many situations where I might have reached for all-wheel drive out of instinct, but I've not had too many situations where it's not been able to push its way through the right type of terrain. Obviously it struggles a little bit on dry terrain when there's lots of rocks, because it can get itself wheel chopped quite easily, and all-wheel drive would help in that specific scenario. But generally, you know, you look at the type of terrain I'm driving on now, and it does absolutely fine with that diff lock always on, and these specially coated tyres that are effectively super mud tyres. The only thing that really holds it back is the lack of vehicle add-on options, where you can only really do high saddle or long logs with it. But all that, you know, obviously because that is a restriction, that is all I've used it for. But for those things, it's been very, very good. So therefore, in terms of Alaska, the only thing holding it back is probably the lack of chain tyres. I'm driving to the log station. Oh man, what am I doing? I'm driving to the wrong place. I'm just in autopilot talking and driving to the log station. I've got to turn around. I've gone completely the wrong way. What an Egypt. I'm not trying to turn around here in the bog. There's going to be people that were watching this and sitting there going, what are you going that way for? What on earth are you doing? Why would you go that way? Let's have a look at the map. I've come this far. Instead of turning around, what about if I just do the route that I did just now? Rather than turn around going all the way back. I know I've got the trailer on, which is a difference, but the White Western Star coped with that route with its cargo with no trailer. I'm just taking a scenic route through the bog. Maybe I don't want to leave Michigan. Maybe I'm emotionally torn about the idea of leaving Michigan. I haven't spent so much blood, sweat and tears here. I definitely want to leave Michigan. No offense, Michigan, but I'm ready for some snow. Alright, I'm just gonna see how it copes with this trail. Bearing in mind that the Fleet Star did have a problem with one particular sump, and I think it was here. So I'm going to be a bit careful and take it wide enough to not get the rear tyres too low into a sump. What am I like? I haven't been in this map for a while, and I try not to use waypoints too much because they're kind of very unimmersive, aren't they? A big blue glowing patch on the floor. But maybe I should use waypoints rather than just assuming that I know where I'm going. It is also very early. I am recording at about 5:30 AM UK time. So I woke up a little bit early this morning and thought I want to record my last Michigan episode. I know there are more upgrades to have for this truck in later maps, so it might be that breathes a new life into it. And almost certainly it'll be used in the future muddy maps. So Tamir, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's very muddy, very wet and muddy. It's interesting to see when I did a little bit in the campaign save yesterday, go and have a look at that Paystar 5600. It's a different design of map. You can see that it's not part of the original game, but it's very interesting. It's got some different types of dynamics on there that I haven't encountered yet, like manufacturing type buildings where you take one material in and get another material, and it gets converted into another one. And there was also somewhere that needed a generator, and I've seen those things on other people's playthroughs. I've seen Mr. Lone Wolf and others using those things, but it's not something I've encountered myself before. Again, detour there through a slightly suspect bit of minor muddy trail, and the Pacific just bossed its way through it. No issues whatsoever, apart from the driver not paying attention to which way he's going. Right, here we are. This is the penultimate load for Michigan. We are now, with this delivery done, we will be one load from completed. So we've got to turn it around. Unfortunately, I've left some trucks in the way, but I can get past them, I think. Right, okay, so now I've got to get back to Drummond Island and reload the final batch of cargo for Michigan. I will see you at the crane in Drummond Island, if I don't bash my engine to bits in the process. See you there. Right, here we are. Let's get this next load on. Well, there we are. That is our, barring mishaps, final cargo loading activity in Michigan. It's an episode of final steps, isn't it? Because that's the nature of, we're nearly finished. Pack the cargo. Back her up. Grab a little bit of fuel. Although I filled up from the scout trailer near the island lake, so I probably don't even need any really, but while I'm here. Yeah, 9 litres. 19 litres. Right, here we go. Last load. No wrong turns, please. Okay, here we are. Bushtog Lumber Mill. The last delivery in the whole of Michigan. Quite the moment, really. Bang. Done. Contract completed. So profile balance, that puts us up to 214,000. And when I started buying logging equipment, we were at 207. So overall, including the fact that I spent $4,000 on fuel, which maybe I didn't need to do, but it certainly made the episodes easier to do. Overall, we made about 7,000. And I'm not going to sell the add-ons because I would lose 50% of the value. I can't sell the trailers, and I can't take them to another region with me. So, so I've lost basically. I've spent 28,000 between 2 trailers that I can't recover. But overall, even with that in mind, I still made a profit of about 7,000 for the logging contracts. So worth doing because of the XP as well at 1850. So that's probably pushed us. Let's have a look at our level. Yeah, it's pushed us into 21 and not that far from 22. So I don't know what the level cap is, but that's pretty good. Michigan, 100%. That feels like a party time. Contracts, obviously it wouldn't be 100% unless they were all done. Contracts all done. Tasks all done. And contests all done and all gold. And I've used all of the attempts that I'm able to do in hard mode. And by the way, while I'm looking at this, thank you to JCX for pointing out that you can. Some reason I'd seen that contracts were on here, and completely missed that, and I knew trucks were there. So I've looked at this menu a few times, because that's my 5 trucks that I've basically done this map with, but I didn't notice that the contests and tasks were here as well. So yeah. Michigan 100%, all game 17%, and we have done nothing in Alaska, Tamir, Kola, Yukon, Wisconsin, Amur, and Don. Oh blimey, and Maine. Maine is the last one, isn't it? So Maine is phase 6, and there'll be a new phase 7 to come quite soon. I think the rumors are saying Tennessee. That's interesting. Not sure how that compares to the other maps, and I don't really know anything about these other maps other than Wisconsin I've been to in campaign mode, like I said, to have a look at the Paystar. Tamir I've been to get the Taiga, but beyond that I've not really done anything in any of these maps. So we are ready for Alaska. I am going to get all of these trucks up to the garage, and I will see you guys there. Right, here we are. Perfect timing. Sunrise is just happening. So I have, through the night, recovered the 4 trucks that were down on the island maps. And this is the 5 trucks that I own on this hard mode playthrough. And so this is the 5 trucks that I have completed the Michigan map with. The other trucks that you pick up on this map, I basically sold without using them at all. So the Scout 800, the Chevy Kodiak, the GMC, the Transstar. Am I forgetting anything? Is there another one? But anyway, yeah, basically these are the trucks that I've completed hard mode Michigan with. There's the Chevy pickup in the foreground. There's the Fleet Star orange on the left. There's the white Western Star, the blue with the fancy paintwork. There's a good old Pacific P16. And then honorable mention to the right for the twin steer, which, to be fair, was only used for one contest, and it was only used on that contest because I wanted to use it for something. I haven't really done anything else with it at all apart from recovering it from its original location. So that is my fleet. I have recovered them and kind of put them back into their more normal non-logging trim. I am not sure exactly which ones will go to Alaska. Probably the Fleet Star, and maybe, well, almost certainly the Fleet Star is the first vehicle. And if you have a close look, you'll see that it's got some chains on it already in preparation. The White Western Star, maybe. I won't rush to retain and deploy that one out there. I may even use that to go off to Tamir with the add-on for van body maintenance parts and go and do a Taiga rescue for fun. And I may even go off and do the Paystar 5600 for fun. We will see. Because at the end of the day, it's all about fun, isn't it? That's why we're playing. So this has been quite a journey for me. I started this whole adventure of making YouTube videos for two reasons. I wanted to learn how to make videos, and I wanted to learn how to do video editing. And those two desires, combined with the fact that I was and am loving SnowRunner and wanted to do hard mode because I'd run out of, although I hadn't got very far into campaign mode, I'd run out of enthusiasm for campaign mode because the DLC trucks spoiled me to the point that I wasn't really enjoying it. It was a bit too easy. So stepping it up to a hard mode has been just happened to coincide with when I wanted to start making videos and learning how to make videos. So I didn't really have any goals beyond that, learning how to make videos, learning how to edit videos. The fact that a small number of people, I can tell from YouTube analytics, like watching every episode and watch pretty much all of the episodes, because I can tell from the average duration that some people are watching pretty much every episode and all episodes. I mean, I'm just amazed by and eternally grateful for. And for that reason, I am going to carry on, because I haven't finished learning how to make videos. I haven't finished learning how to edit videos. And I certainly haven't finished hard mode SnowRunner. So I will be carrying on with this series. I'm not sure whether it will carry on being daily, because that's quite hard to sustain. I may drop it to 3 or 4, but certainly for the next week or so I expect it to be daily, because I'll be in Alaska and it'll be a new map and I'll be all excited about playing, and that's going to be the thing that drives how many episodes there are, is how much I want to play. And at the moment I want to play a lot, which is why there are so many episodes. So I've really enjoyed this. I hope you have as well. I know some of you have, because I can tell you wouldn't be watching the content if you weren't enjoying it. So that's really gratifying for me. I am going to wrap this episode here, having 100% completion on Michigan. I thank you all for your comments. I thank you all for your attention throughout the series. Especially a thank you if you've been here from episode 1 and got all the way through and you've hit that subscribe button. That's really good for me. It shows me that people like the content. And how far I go with this basically depends on how long I'm enjoying making videos, how long I'm enjoying and learning about editing videos, and how much I'm enjoying this game. But at the minute, I think that equation equals quite a long time. So thank you very much for watching. I'll wrap this now and hopefully see you in the next episode / season 2, where we go off and actually play in some snow. Thank you and goodbye.